service to London Victoria, calling at Gatwick Airport and London Victoria. The next station is Gatwick Airport.
Just stopped at Gatwick Airport on the way up to Victoria, and then I'm going to make my way across to Barking to have a look at this van. Hopefully it's a good one. I'm back from London with no van. I went up to London today because I'd seen a van advertised on Gumtree, which I was quite interested in. I met this guy and had a look round. The van looked okay. It got a few dents and bruises, but you expect that with a used van. It had done 150-ish thousand miles, a 2013 plate, and I thought, yeah, it's not too bad for £4,000. Was all quite excited, had a look inside, lots of space for converting into a camper, and then went off to the bank. He took me to the bank. I went to withdraw the money, and I got the money out, and I came back to him, and as he went in the house to go and get the logbook, I thought, you know what, I might just do one of those little AA data check things. So I decided to just put the details into the AA site. I paid £15 via PayPal, and I got a report back and thought, stop. So yeah, let me read you one of the bits. There's an alert tab, and the alert tab said, this license plate has been declared a repaired total loss (brackets write-off) by an insurer. If the vehicle description does not match the vehicle you will get checking, please get in touch, blah blah blah. But it says recorded against the license plate and the VIN, Fiat Ducato 35, date 5th of the 12th 2018, category S, insurance loss, vehicle structurally damaged but repairable, insurer decided not to repair. I mean, it does say that the vehicle was repairable, but I didn't really want to start my van life 2 journey with a van that has had structural damage in an accident. I decided not to buy it. I was going to have one of those. You can get vehicle checks done by the AA, which I think it works out about £200, which if it's going to save you a fortune, then it's worth paying, I guess. But after just doing the document check, the data check, I think it's called, I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to risk it. So when you do your report, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I've hidden the registration number, but you get a report that comes back like this, and then you can click into each tab, and it gives you sort of different bits of information. But one of the ones, the alerts, obviously you go straight to the alerts because it's what alerts are for, isn't it? They alert you. So I went across there and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to buy it. So I told the man, and I'd been to the bank, and I'd got my £4,000 in a brown envelope in my bag, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to buy it. So I walked from his house back up to, we went to the bank in Ilford to get the money out, and then I decided that I was not going to bring the money back to Brighton with me, just carrying £4,000 around in my bag. So I took that back to the bank about an hour later, something like that, and then sort of had to try and explain to the lady what the story was and say that I'm not trying to launder money by taking it out of one bank and putting it in another bank and blah blah blah. But it was all okay. Money's back in the bank. It cost me £15 to find out, and the train fare to go up there. It was a nice day out. a lesson learnt, but please do take heed. Make sure you do these checks. It's really easy to do on your phone. Just put in the registration number and you pay your £15 and you get back this report, which will tell you things that you won't find out if you do the MOT check when you go on to the gov.com site. But yeah, well worth it, because I was ready to part with my money and I didn't know that it had been in an accident and it had been repaired. So please do try that. They do an offer as well. If you think you're going to go through a number of checks, you can get, I think for £30 or $29.99, you can get 6 checks. But I only bought the one because I thought, this is it, this is the van. I'm going to buy this van. I've got the money. I'm going to do it. But then I realised it wasn't the van and spent my £15 and have learnt that we need to be doing these checks, because otherwise I would have had a van that had been structurally damaged in the past, although looked okay. I looked underneath it because I'm very good at mechanics. Not, but I got underneath, I had a look, it looked sort of quite tidy, it wasn't rusty or there didn't look to be anything untoward. But then I guess people who are maybe trying to scam you are going to make things look good, aren't they? So yeah, lesson learnt. Use the AA checker thing. I will put a link in the description below the video so you can get through and use the same thing. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's literally a link to the website, and it's the same price for everybody, and you can get these checks done too if you're thinking of buying a van or a car. It doesn't really matter. It's just any vehicle that you might be buying in the UK. I'm home. I've had an adventure to London. I didn't lose £4,000 and I've still got no van, but hey ho, I'd rather have no van than a crappy van that's been in an accident. That's about it. Gonna have my dinner. Got my curry cooking. It would be really helpful if you would like, subscribe, and maybe leave me a comment. The bits will, I don't know where they come up. I'm not good at the pointing, so I'll just do a bit of this. That'd be really helpful if you could do that. Have a great day.